You know, I call thrifting like treasure hunting, and you also know that I collect all the amazing things that I find over the months, and I do a thrift haul video like this. So in this video, I'm going to show you all the treasures that I found, sewing supplies, lots of sewing supplies, including a box of lace that I realize I haven't even gone through yet, so I don't even know what's in here. So let's go through this all together and I'll show you what I thrifted over the last little while. Welcome, my sewing friends. It is delightful to have you here again. If you're just new here, welcome. My name's Evelyn Wood and I'm the creator of VintageSewingSchool.com. And here on this channel we do everything sewing to help your garment sewing. And a lot of it actually is thrifting sometimes, because we all know that sewing is not cheap, and you'll be really surprised by the sewing supplies that you can get at the thrift store or secondhand or garage sales, basically all secondhand avenues, these sewing supplies and equipment and just things that we can get secondhand. So I like to do these thrift hauls to, well, let's show and the tell is the most fun about actually going thrifting, right? Is the showing and telling afterwards. I think so anyway. But it's also, I always find it so inspiring to see what others get, because it just makes you see what amazing things are out there if you know what you're looking for and think of ways to use them. So this is my collection of things that I have collected. So I have some sewing supplies, lots of sewing supplies, and a little bit of clothing and some accessories. So I think we'll start with the sewing supplies because that's the most fun, right? And even a mystery box. So first up, where to even start? Okay, so from some thrift stores recently, I have found some overall clasps, you know, that come on here on the overalls or coveralls, or yeah, you know what I mean. So some of these, so I definitely add these to my stash. We've talked about this video here about ways to save money in sewing and having monthly budgets rather than set budgets per project, and sewing from a stash is the way that I work. And so these go into my stash that I got for $1 each. When I need them, that's how I save my money on my sewing. So do watch that video if you're interested. Found some amazing rickrack. This is rickrack. This is amazing rickrack. Look at this one. So all my favorite colors, except for this pink one though. Beautiful soft cotton vintage rickrack. Really large one, small one, a mustard. And look at this. I mean, this was made for me. It's red, white, and blue. I don't wear any other colors, except maybe sometimes mustard. So again, I'm loving this for my stash. $1 for the whole lot. Absolute bargain. And then some bias binding. I've got this lovely red stripe. I've never seen it striped pre-made, so I think that one has to be visible on the outside, and a red, and it's 100% cotton, which is the kind of bias binding I like the best. So I did find this whole rest of the roll here of this eyelet lace. So it is little holes in the middle, so you can put it on things and actually weave, you know, like ribbon in and out and use it to gather in on lingerie and different things. This is really quite nice and soft. It's probably rayon. It's not vintage. It's old, but not vintage. But this will be fantastic. I have many plans for eyelet lace type numbers, so that is really good to have in my stash. I picked up this giant bag of leather scraps. So this whole bag is leather scraps. So obviously some leather worker has just, you know, gone to town on different things. I mean, this is something I would only want to get secondhand that's already in use and, you know, keep it out of landfill basically. What I actually have planned is I have some suspender type things that I want to change. You know how they have those little tacky clasps these days? I want to make the old fashioned, like use the new ones that I found, but change off those clasps and make the old fashioned button loops. So they're just made out of little slits that go over your buttons. I'm going to use those for those. At least that's my first use for the little leather tabs. So this was a really, really great find. I mean, you know, it's expensive, and again, $1 for the whole bag. Such a great find. Another great find is an entire card, well, I'm sure it's not an entire card now, it's a bit less, of this little trim, sort of used for soutache or different decorative border trims. It's in a nice cream color, so it will just match everything. I like en masse because then you can use lots of it for something really creative one day. So this was a great find. I don't find things on cards like this very often at all, but this one was really great. Even the card looks pretty, being all the vintage or the text. I love this. So I did pick up a doily, of course, but this one will be used as a doily. It's a little tablecloth. I know. It is gorgeous linen fabric. So soft, so nice. I never see one in these dark colors like black with this rose. They're always white. So I really love this. This will go somewhere decorative. I haven't decided where yet, but I'll be putting this one and be using it as its intended purpose. But this was a really great find. Okay, shall we have a look at this mystery box? So I realized I got this at a garage sale. It went to somebody's, like a yard sale, somebody's house, and she was literally almost throwing these things at me because she just wanted to get rid of them. That's kind of the best type ones to go through. And I realized I haven't actually had another dive through. I sort of looked and was like, yes, 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 looks all pretty good. And that was that. So, So there is a bunch of different things here. Oh, these I got differently. They shouldn't be in there. So there are cards of lace, which are beautiful. Again, some more eyelet lace. I've never seen one quite like this. This is adorable. Okay, let's check out this bag. More gorgeous vintage lace. Ooh, this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's little bits, but quite lovely lace. Look at this. This is definitely like from the 60s. Definitely little trim, but it is quite lovely. Okay, there is a huge pile here that needs to be sorted, but ooh, I didn't even know this was here. Look at this. Oh my. This is, well, I mean, it's plastic, but look how gorgeous that is. That was a great score. Didn't know that was in here. So this is lots of little ribbons and trims. Most of these ribbons I think are unfortunately polyester, so, you know, I'll find a use for them, but probably not on my good things. Heaps of little lace. Okay, so I'm going to go through this at a later date, but I think you can kind of see the sorts of things that are in that pile. Some curtain tape. So one time on one of my videos on waistbands, someone actually suggested that they use this old curtain tape and they use it for waistband interfacing, which maybe I'll put this to use one day or something like that. I thought it was really interesting and a great reuse of something that ordinarily has no other use. So perhaps that will turn into that. I was able to find a bunch of old metal zips. They have been salvaged from garments, most of these, but they came at pretty much next to nothing. She just definitely wanted to get rid of them. There were some plastic ones there, but I left those behind. I went for all of these lovely metal ones. So these are going in my stash, and I think I love to use these on garments to give it a real vintage look, and it's just so much nicer than a plastic one. I mean, look how smooth this is. So smooth. Okay. And then also in here, again, there is some more laces here as well, little bits of everything. And I was able to get a bunch of cotton bias tapes. So some different colors here, some greens, which is great, the navy blues. Then these ones are poly cotton, and she just kind of threw them in because she wanted to get rid of them. I didn't actually want them because they're not my color and they're poly cotton, but I have them now. So maybe I'll use them on toiles one time when I need a toile. That's a good idea. And so there is a few more laces in here yet again, still some lovely cotton laces. There's a few random trims. Obviously this was somebody's sewing box where they put in all of the bits and pieces and random little things that they have found as well, but that's okay with me because we always need different small bits of things as well. So that box definitely needs sorting. If anyone wants to come and just like roll up bits of lace for me and put them into little bags and neatly organize them, jobs available. I did at another thrift store find a little teeny embroidery hoop. I don't have one this size, so I thought that was good. And I actually managed to find some brass pins. So I have not seen brass ones very often before at all, and they are rustless. If you don't live in a terrible caustic environment like mine near the sea and humidity and salt, then you won't even know what rusty pins are. I do. So brass pins are going to be lovely for a long time. I'm going to use these to store in lace when I need to like pin the ends, because I find if you have steel ones that obviously they're going to rust where I am. So these ones I will use for that type of purpose, so they don't rust in things that they are pinned into. Speaking of pins, well, oh, look at this. This is a gorgeous little basket glass, you know, ornament. I'm going to use it to actually, not in the container, but loose pins and needles and all of that. I'm going to pop this. This will probably live over here and replace that not so nice one. And that will you'll probably see that in my set back here all the time. I love these cute little glass and crystal ornaments for those types of things. Adorable. Something I nabbed up when I saw it are some wooden beads and matching earrings. I know the necklace is quite chunky, a little chunkier than I would usually wear. The earrings are perfect. They're huge, big, red, and they're clip-on. I only wear clip-ons. I do have pierced ears, but I only wear clip-ons these days. So of course going to match. And I had to get the sets, of course. So they came home with me. And I did find a few pieces of clothing that, well, I think they need a little bit of tweaking. So this one is one of my favorites. This is 100% linen skirt that I found. Look at this. Amazing, right? So I'm totally getting 1930s vibes from this. It's a nice length in the linen, sort of straight silhouette. I'll likely change the buttons down the front to something a bit more interesting and fun, but this was a great score. I love this one. And very similar. This is a linen rayon, I would imagine, in a, you know, green. So I don't like this scooped hem, so I'll probably straighten that off. And this one is a very comfy kind of fit. It's got the pockets. It does have an elastic waistband. Again, this is a bit big, so I think what I'll do is probably just adjust the elastic. I might undo this and make it, just bring it in a little bit smaller. I might get away with doing that, so hopefully it's easy. Again, I was on a skirt run for sure over the last little while. I found this lovely navy woolen one. As you know, navy is like a staple color, and it's just kind of an A-line shape in a knit with a really large, just elastic waistband. So again, it is a bit big at the waist, as everything always is. So what I intend to do with this one is I think that I will get away, it probably just looks like a black blob, I'm sorry. But what I will do is actually just try and tighten the elastic inside. So I'll just, you know, unpick it, the casing, and tighten the elastic. And I think just, it'll be a little bit bunchy, but I mean, I think that will be the best, hopefully anyway. Once I get in, I'll know for sure. But that's what I'm thinking, how to fix this one to make me fit nicer. This is going to be perfect for winter, which is right now for me. All of these lovely linen skirts will probably have to wait until summer, or let's face it, early spring. It will be warm enough for those linen skirts, but this one I can wear right away. So I might try and do this one very soon. And then I did find another beautiful linen top. This one's going in the refashion pile for a later date. Probably use that eyelet lace that I had somewhere in here, over here, because I still want my summer wardrobe to be tons of refashions of linen inspired, like Edwardian and Victorian inspired bodice covers as little singlets, using the eyelet lace, and that's my summer wardrobe dreams I still have. So I'm hoping for many of those, and this will be lovely to use. I think I did get quite a broad range of different garments and sewing things this time. Lots of little random things, and there are so many great things out there. If you want to save more money and be sustainable in your sewing practices, getting secondhand things is absolutely key. I've made many videos about what to look for, what things are good and bad, what you can get away with, and just I hope it inspires you to see what is out there and what you might be able to find yourself. I do warn you, it is addictive and you'll become addicted to going to thrift stores and secondhand stores. And it's not the thing that you do once and you find what you're looking for. You go regularly because you enjoy it, and you buy things as you see them and collect in a stash. So that's the way, clearly everything's going in my stash. That's the way I like to do it. So please let me know, what would you have not left behind either? I always love to know what you would take home too. It's just always a lot of fun for these show and tell videos. So until next time, my sewing friends, happy sewing and happy thrifting. Bye.